Coming up on Mountain News this morning, a large fire in the region left one firefighter injured. And an existing law is getting an upgrade which could save lives in the Commonwealth.
Dedicated to Eastern and Southern Kentucky, this is WYMT Mountain News this morning.
Good morning, I'm Olivia Calfee. We are just a few minutes past 5:30 on Wednesday, April 24th. Now let's check in with meteorologist Tim Drawbridge for a look at your forecast this morning.
Good morning, Olivia. Good morning, everyone. Now down to 55, down 2 degrees in 30 minutes here outside our studios at WYMT as showers continue to move on in from the west. And generally, we are in the 50s region-wide, except for Manchester still checking in at 62, Harlan at 64, and then Middlesboro and Jacksboro also in the lower 60s. All right, here is the satellite weather composite and showing the showers as they continue to track basically to the east and southeast. The showers depart by mid-morning. Then we get the clearing trend with high pressure building in the rest of the day. And we get the preview, the emoji cast, because I was working on it quick. Anyhow, showers end early, 69, nice tomorrow, and back with a scattered shower risk on Friday. More about the First Alert 7-day forecast coming up in just a few moments. Olivia?
Tim, thank you. Multiple agencies are investigating after a former truck repair business off Interstate 75's exit 29 in Laurel County was destroyed in a massive fire which left one firefighter hurt. WYMT's Phil Pendleton explains.
Cumberland Gap Parkway, just off of Interstate 75's exit 29, is a busy place.
And so whenever I came this way, it just got blacker and bigger. I mean, it was some sight, definitely, for sure.
Dina Cox feared something exploded from all the thick black rolling smoke and flames. Multiple fire departments were called to help fight the fire, and police were also called.
We were actually called to the scene early on to help on traffic control. And then after they found out that some homeless people had perhaps been staying in there, then we were called in a different capacity.
The person in question was located Tuesday morning. One firefighter was hurt.
I am very grateful that we have responders that responded so quickly and just were here so fast.
Yeah, that's
because
exactly.
I believe that it definitely could have gotten worse with it being in behind, a gas station.
The injured firefighter is Captain Eric Philpott with the Corbin City Fire Department. He was hurt when some debris fell on him. He is expected to make a full recovery. They say he was airlifted to the University of Kentucky Hospital only for precautionary reasons and was released late Monday night. The cause of the fire is under investigation by the ATF along with the state fire marshal. The fire destroyed a vacant building that was once used as a garage for semi-trucks. It was once part of a truck stop that closed years ago, but the area is seeing a bit of a resurgence now with a lot of construction taking place. In Laurel County, Phil Pendleton, WYMT Mountain News.
Sheriff's deputies said some witnesses told them about the possible missing person, but that person was located and police do not believe anyone else was in the building at the time of the fire. One man was arrested for assault after a heated argument in a parking lot. The Laurel County Sheriff's Office says 30-year-old Dennis Jones was involved in an argument with a woman. Deputies say Jones became irate and broke out the back window of a woman's car. He then dragged her down the parking lot with his vehicle. The woman suffered cuts and scratches on both elbows. Jones is charged with assault and criminal mischief. The state's 2003 Move Over law is getting a facelift. It now includes any stranded vehicle on Kentucky roads with at least 4 lanes. This law requires drivers to slow down and move over to provide space for vehicles marked by hazard lights or road flares. Lori Weaver-Hawkins with AAA of the Bluegrass and Motor Vehicle Advocates worked on this legislation expansion for several years.
We rank, usually, unfortunately, I don't know if you want to call it the top 10, maybe the 10 among the 10 worst for distracted driving. And that is one of the biggest issues. So It's been a long fight. I really am appreciative of the legislators.
The new law goes into effect in July. Weaver Hawkins says from 2015 to 2020, there were 28 people in Kentucky who were killed while outside of a broken down vehicle. The London Police Department continues to keep Officer Logan Medlock's name alive through the second annual Memorial Fishing Tournament. Officer Medlock was hit and killed by a drunk driver back in October 2022. And his colleagues feel this is a great way to honor his memory.
A very godly man. He really loved working at the police department and serving his community, and he was the epitome of what everybody should be, and so that's why we do this, is just to keep his memory alive and keep him in our thoughts all the time.
Officials say they will be hosting a pre-tournament cookout May 3rd, and people who are registered will have a chance to win prizes. The City of London received $1 million from legislators for a new Plaza project. Officials are working to design a building that will be home to the police department and dispatch center. London Mayor Randall Weddle says the building will be behind the City Hall. He says they will create 120 parking spaces as well. With the help of $1 million from the state, Weddle says they have been able to secure all the funding they need.
The building itself is old. It used to be a post office, and it was something even before then. So the mold, the leaking roof, just multiple issues inside that building. But also, they're outgrowing it. The dispatch center, we need 2 more stations, and we're unable to do it inside that building.
Weddle says they will be adding 2 more stations for the dispatch center in the building. Those in Powell County may appreciate this announcement of $300,000 in federal funding by Congressman Andy Barr. The money will be used to buy 3 quick attack fire trucks. Each truck will be stationed at one of the 3 volunteer fire stations in Stanton, Middle Fork, and Clay City. The trucks will give firefighters closer access to hard-to-reach portions of the county that a big pumper truck cannot normally get to. An incident at the judge executive's office led to a Pike County man facing charges. Police responded to the complaint Monday at Ray Jones' office. Police were told by Jones a worker was getting more violent, punching items and threatening co-workers. Witnesses later told police they heard gunshots outside the building. Witnesses then reported they saw blood on a car that a cat was in. Andrew Smith reportedly did this while on the job. Smith was fired from his role. In Wayne County, a woman was charged with credit card fraud. The sheriff's office says a woman reported her wallet missing. When the wallet was found, 2 credit cards and cash were missing. The sheriff's office says surveillance video shows Jessica McCartney using the missing credit cards to make purchases. Deputies say McCartney tried to make purchases at another store, but it was declined. McCartney is charged with fraudulent use of a credit card and theft. Kentucky is set to get more than $60 million in federal dollars to expand solar energy options for low-income Kentuckians. It's from the U.S. Environmental Protection Agency's Solar for All program. Grayson Passamore talked to researchers who say this could change families' lives for the better.
Solar energy has been growing in Kentucky over the past several years. Now, a $62.5 million investment will make this growth more accessible to low-income and disadvantaged communities.
The tornadoes in western Kentucky and the massive floods that occurred in eastern Kentucky. I believe this grant has the opportunity to help a lot of those families that were harmed by those disasters, and hopefully it will be able to extend to other parts of the state as well.
With Solarize Frankfurt, Andy McDonald says solar is the cheapest source of energy available, but the equipment needed to transform the sun into energy costs a lot to install. He says this EPA investment will change that for people who need it most.
The cost of energy is a major part of any family's budget, but particularly for lower income families, and people in depressed areas of the state.
So helping people reduce or eliminate the cost of electricity will allow them to invest their money in other needs their families have.
Solar energy is a resource that can help us address those environmental problems and at the same time make the air cleaner for people and spur our economic development.
And McDonald hopes this is just the start. In Frankfort, Grayson Passmore, WKYT.
The Solar for All program includes $7 billion divided among 60 grants that is going to states, nonprofits, and some tribes. Still to come on Mountain News this morning, the Material Girl may be in some material trouble with fans.
And it may not be in vogue right now with showers on the radar. Yeah, I had to go there. Anyhow, system moving on through. There's improving weather coming in from the north and west. When does that get here? We'll let you know. Your first alert. 7-day Material Girl forecast. Nah, I'm not going to go there anymore. That's all coming up after this. Stay tuned.